Greetings and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team video. Today I'm going over a Patreon requested video over how to play Intercession Squad as a guide. Because, I've done how to beat them, so I'll do how you actually play them. But before getting into things, please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of this guide. Did you find it useful and helpful? And, what do you think I missed? And remember, I've got a Discord you can check out for free in the episode description below, as well as an affiliate link at Element Games and a Patreon if you want to give me some more support too. But yeah, let's get into this video where I'll be telling you how to play Intercession Squad. So who are the Intercession Squad? They are a 6 operative elite kill team. So generally if you have 6 operatives or less, we're generally considered as an elite kill team. Currently the most popular kill team in the world. They literally are dominating events around the world globally, on the most common team you will see and encounter. The kill team is made up a mix of intercessors and assault intercessors. So you've got a choice between guns and bolt pistols and close combat weapons. If you want a more in-depth overview of the kill team, you can check out my review of them, which you can find on the channel, which I've done as a video. But even then, in this video, I'll be going over tactics more than looking at every operative and all their special rules. So for the Intercession Squad strengths, firstly, they're free rules. They're actually the only kill team with free rules at the moment, and you can find them on the Warhammer community website. And the other good thing is when GW does any changes via like balance data slate updates, those are reflected on the PDF rules, which is really good. But their main strength is that they're 14 wounds base, which makes their breakpoints for death very high, as you basically need 4 attacks at 4 damage to go through to kill them in one go, which is very rare. And then you effectively need damage 5 or greater weapons for consistent kills, at least from range and combat. They have powerful chapter tactics, the most being rapid and durable, with methodical and rapid being for Into the Dark. So rapid is you get plus black to your movement, so you get plus black move when moving or charging, and then durable, which has been changed. So the first time you take crit damage during that attack sequence, it's -1 to a minimum of 3. So if you were hit by several crits and they go through, then you take full damage. But the issue, you have a nice tactical ploy called, basically, I think it's that basically changes one of your saves into a crit save. So if you got hit by 3 crits and you saved 1, then you can spend a CP to negate another crit and take the normal crit as normal damage. Well, -1 damage. So it's only really a weakness now against lethal 5-up weapons or someone rolling like 4 crits. So durable is still solid. And then you've got methodical, where you never count as being injured unless someone has super injury, and you basically overwatch with no modifiers to your ballistic skill. So it's really good for Into the Dark, where you're always on guard. So very solid there. I know a lot of people have switched to rapid and methodical for over, but you can also do durable and methodical. But I think durable is still a solid pick. But if I was playing Into the Dark, I'd always go rapid and methodical. They have access to security plus Seek and Destroy, with Seek and Destroy basically being the best archetype in the game for Tac Ops, and security still being pretty solid overall. Bolter Discipline and Shock Assault are free, so your normal intercessors can shoot twice without needing to spend a command point, and your assault intercessors can fight twice without needing to spend a command point. So having that baked in is really good. They have powerful ploys, so effectively they have really good strategic ploys, like they can just ignore injury, APL modifiers, and they get rerolls based on range, and they also have a powerful selection of tactical ploys. They have free grenades, so their Grenadier comes with free frag and crack grenades, which is really good because that saves you 5 equipment points. They have great damage output and equipment, so they can, as I said, bolt guns, 3-4 now, consistently 3-4 or minimum 3-3. Their melee output is 4-5 if you go with the assault guys, and you've got a grenade launcher, so you have a free crack grenade in there effectively. So they have lots of ways to pump out 3 to 5 damage quite consistently, and your leaders can take power weapons as well. And the equipment's really solid, like you can give one of your bolt guns +1 damage, so blessed bolts, so they go to 4-5. You can give lethal 5 up to anything that isn't an auto bolt rifle, which scouts really well with the bolt rifle, because then it gains lethal 5 up on AP1, so it's really good. And obviously you have Ceaseless and P1 bolters, so you can either go Ceaseless bolters for even more rerolls, or Piercing bolters against someone like with high armor or 90 invulnerable saves. So you've got a lot of strengths there in this kill team. For the Intercession Squad weaknesses, they are only 6 operatives. Even if they are the most tanky kill team in the game, effectively, you only have 6 operatives. They can be easily overwhelmed due to only having 6 operatives, especially if they start going down quickly, right? You have no ways to modify APL or APL tricks, so you're effectively always stuck at 3 APL, which isn't bad, but you can't take stuff like banners. So if your opponent has more ways to modify APL for themselves than you do, you can be quite hindered. They're severely weak to AP1, but mostly AP2 guns, especially if they have high damage, like melters and plasma. Because remember, if a plasma overcharges and gets 4 hits, you're dead. Because they go down, the AP2, so you only get 1 save and each shot is doing 5 damage. And melters are just your bane as well, because they can just pump through tons of mortal wounds. Dedicated enemy melee operatives are usually better than your own, because your melee operatives effectively just have 5 attacks at 4-5 damage, which is really good, and you can fight twice. But you have to pay a CP to get balanced if you charge, but then it only works for your first attack action that you charge. So generally, you have decent melee operatives, but compared to dedicated melee operatives to other kill teams, you don't have inbuilt rerolls, rending, lethal 5-up, any of that kind of stuff. You're just relying on your tanky body. They are quite CP intensive, especially if you start popping a doctrine every turn, and then you start paying for, you know, your enhanced gene technology, so you basically are immune to injury and APL modifiers, and then you're spending a CP to shoot on death, and then a CP to fire at the end of the round. So you can actually quite quickly burn through your command points if you're not paying attention. So you have to be mindful of that. You can only use one doctrine per turning point. So you've got the tactical doctrine, which gives you a reroll while you're within red of your opponent when you shoot. You've got the Devastator, where you get a reroll if they're more than red from you if you shoot. And then you've got the Assault Doctrine, where you only get a reroll if you charge, and that's the first time you fought. So the Assault Doctrine is one you never really play, and you're usually alternating between Tactical and Devastator, but you can still only use one, because there are situations where you would like to use Tactical and Devastator, so you're kind of a little bit hindered by that. And you are very likely to play into the mirror due to the kill team's popularity. Like, they are incredibly popular. They are the most popular faction in the game. They are winning the most events. They are getting top 3 at the most events, and they have a really solid win rate. They're free, effectively, and they're really easy to collect, so you are likely to run into them. And the mirrors are always hard, no matter what kill team you play, so it's just frustrating that you are likely to run into the mirror. So your key operatives. First, you have the gunner leader. So he's kind of like the Doom Bolter Marine, as what you call him. Once again, he can either have the bolt rifle, so he is... so the auto bolt rifle, so he's hitting on 2s with ceaseless, so he basically always has rerolls, and you give him blessed bolts, so he has 4-5 damage. Remember, he can take a power weapon or a power fist, but generally going power weapon, so you have a really decent threat. Technically, if you give him the bolt rifle with a lethal 5-up scope and blessed bolts, that's 6 equipment points, but you're 4-5, lethal 5-up, AP1, and if you're spending a CP for either Assault Doctrine or Devastator Doctrine, he actually outperforms the auto bolt rifle, mainly because you've got a reroll, but also because you're likely to be AP1, and that's really strong. So don't always go with the auto bolt rifle. I would say if you're trying to spread out your range damage, you may want to go auto bolt rifle, but if you just want your leader to just repeatedly gun stuff down before he kills them, then I would actually go with the bolt rifle with the scope and blessed bolts, also all with power weapons. Then you've got the melee leader. Now generally you can either give your melee leader the plasma pistol and chainsword, or you're taking the hand flamer and power weapon. You can also take the hand weapon and the hand flamer and power fist, but generally people take the plasma pistol and chainsword because it's the only way to get plasma in the kill team. But I generally prefer the gunner leader, but there's still options for both melee leaders. Generally, you never really take the power weapon and hand flamer, but I do in some situations. It's very matchup dependent. Then another key operative is your gunner. They come with an auxiliary grenade launcher, which gives them a crack grenade or a frag grenade, and you can use that while you fire your bolt gun. And you can either give them a bolt rifle or an auto bolter, but that's matchup dependent. But it's a nice way to get a 4-5 AP1 shot or 2-4 blast white shot, so very good there. And then you've got your Grenadier, who is just an assault intercessor with 3 frag and crack grenades, so you always take the Grenadier as well. because it saved you 5 equipment points because you want free frag and crack grenades. So that's really good there. So how to collect this kill team? Currently, the main way to get this kill team is 1 box of intercessors and 1 box of assault intercessors. Costs you about £70 at the moment if you're buying directly from GW. It does give you 20 Marines. But the good thing about this is you actually only need 5 of each. So if you were splitting with a friend, if you and your friend were both wanting to start Intercession, you could go like buy 1 box each and just split them, because you'd gain the same 5 sprues twice. So if you're splitting with a friend, actually buying 1 box of intercessors and 1 box of assault intercessors is actually a really good way. The other way is just eBay and bit sites, because once again, everyone has Marines and 40k players don't really want more assault intercessors or normal intercessors. So you can usually find them for around £20-25. The only issue is, you know, as Marines get more popular, those squads of 5 go up more in price, where it becomes quite close to buying 1 box. So it's up to your judgment. There's another option. This is what I did, but it's because I play Black Templars, where you can buy 1 Primaris Crusader squad and 5 Assault Intercessors. I also ended up buying another 5 box Intercessors, so I could just have all the options. So that is one option, because the other thing is, like, it's mainly trying to get the Grenadier. Not the Grenadier, the Gunner with the grenade launcher. But the Crusader squad is one way. You would actually probably maybe drop the 5 assault intercessors for normal intercessors, but that just doubles back onto eBay sites, you know, bit sites, third-party resellers. So that's the main way to collect this kill team. So for Intercession Squad tactics, one reason you always take Rapid, not just because of the plus black movement, but you can spend a command point for adaptive tactics at the select kill team step. So after you've revealed your roster, but before you select your kill team. So you can spend a CP to change Rapid into Jeweler. So Jeweler, basically, each time you fight in combat, each time you would parry with the critical hit, you can select a normal hit to get rid of. You do have aggressive, where if you charge you get rending, but generally you're doing it for Jeweler because it's really good into like melee matchups, like, you know, Void Dancer Troop, where all of a sudden you can charge in or you get charged, they roll no crits, you parry the crit, take away 2 of their hits and just kill them out. It's really good and one of the main tactics for why you run Rapid. Then there's the ability to shoot 3 to 4 times with a single operative, so it's Overwatch and of depth. So you can fire twice, you know, by with a normal assault with a normal intercessor. Then you can fire again on Overwatch, either at -1 BS or no modifiers. And then when you die, you can spend a command point to use Angel of Death. Wrath of Vengeance. So when you're incapacitated, before you're removed, you can perform a free shoot action. You would count as being injured unless you can ignore injury, but you have to be able to make that shoot action. So you can't be in combat or have a conceal order. So technically, and as long as it's not during one activation, you can shoot twice, then Overwatch when it's your turn to Overwatch, and then when the operative dies, you can shoot 4 times. So obviously if you're ignoring injury, you can have one model shoot 4 times. So I've had my gunner move up to a vantage point, fire a frag grenade into like 5 guys, killing 3 of them, fire the bolt gun, killing another, then getting an Overwatch shot with the crack grenade, and then dying, and then shooting again with the crack grenade on death, all hitting at all 3s with the rerolls of Devastator Doctrine. So you can get some really powerful plays from that. And effectively, if you're only losing 1 operative a turn, you could do that every turning point. You can also use the shooting on death with a specific operative as bait, such as the Grenadier. So you can have the Grenadier charge into someone, kill them, then throw a frag grenade point blank, because you're now in position where you know you're going to kill that person in combat. So you charge, get into a position where you couldn't if you just moved and dashed. Then you throw the frag grenade, and then if they kill your Grenadier, you can crack grenade shoot on death. So that's another tactic you can dare. You can multi-charge to fight twice or even 3 times. Like a good way to charge block is, because you want a 32 mil base, charge 3 operatives, kill 2, and then you leave the one that's activated in combat with you, and you've basically got a safe operative who they can't really risk fighting. And then if you have a spare command point, you can spend a CP for Angel of Death to perform a free fight action at the end of the turning point. And as I said, you've got the Plasma Pistol Assault Sergeant, the Doom Guy Marine, so your leader with bolt gun. You also have the option, depending on how you equip your leader, to give 2 to 3 of your intercessor gunners lethal 5 up AP1 bolters. So basically they have piercing on lethal 5 up. So, you know, a good way, especially if they're firing twice, which is really good in stuff like kill teams that don't have invulnerable saves. You've got the Auspex. So the key thing about the Auspex is it has super ignore cover, if that makes sense, because you basically pick someone. It's 2 equipment points. You pick someone visible or within red until the end of the turning point. That operative is not obscured, the one you pick, against your whole kill team, and they cannot retain dice while they are in cover. So it is ignores cover, but because it doesn't say ignores cover, it bypasses rules that say, oh, this operative always benefits from cover, such as like the Fast Stalker Kimban rogue ability. So it's really strong, and then you put it on a melee guy who's just moving up the board, so it's an action point to do. So they move and dash somewhere and then go Auspex, and all of a sudden that guy, especially if they had already activated and they were like, I'm behind light cover but I'm obscured, there's all this obscuring stuff, they now have a way to get a free shot on that guy. So it's very powerful. And then tilting shields. So tilting shields basically are 3 equipment points, but in combat you only get to retain a crit if you actually roll a crit. So any other rule that would say like, oh, you're rending, lethal X, like, nope, you have to roll crits to get crits, which is actually what you can do to kind of make your melee operatives quite better when running into dedicated melee operatives with power weapons and stuff. So those are the general tactics when it comes to the Intercession Squad. So for Tac Op selection, generally you're going to select Faction Tac Op 1. So Faction Tac Op 1 is Shock and Awe. So at the end of any turning point, you can reveal this. So you can reveal at any turning point. So at the end of any turning point, if friendly operatives control 1 or more objective markers that were controlled by enemy operatives at the start of the turning point, you get a victory point. And then if you do it again, you get another victory point. So this is actually very good because there's 6 objectives. You control 3, right? And then turning point 2, you can just run into your opponent's territory and make sure you control 1. And then turning point 3, you just do it again. The only downside with this Tac Op is to not basically claim all objectives that are within range. Because the issue is you claim them all, you can still only control 4 you can still only gain 4 victory points a turn. But the issue is then all of a sudden it becomes really hard to max Shock and Awe. I've done it and I've seen lots of people do it where I let them push forward. So because the 6th objective is too far back to contest. So they're on 5 objectives and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I've only got 4 points. You've only got 2. But now I can't score Shock and Awe turning point 3. Then you punish them really hard and then they have no way to max out. So you've shut them out of a Tac Op point. So that's one thing to maintain. Then you've got Faction Tac Op 2, which is Champion of Mankind, if you're playing more aggressively. So you can reveal this when a friendly operative incapacitates an enemy operative. At the end of the battle, that friendly operative has killed more operatives than other friendly operatives. During the battle, you score a victory point. And if the operative incapacitated more enemy operatives than other enemy operatives during the battle, you score a victory point. So the good thing about this is you can reveal it basically at the end of the game when you get the last kill or near enough the last kill. The only problem is you have to keep tallying it until then, and it can be really easy to lose track of. But if you're playing Rushdown, it's very easy for like your gunner or leader to score this, especially if you've gone gun leader. So Champion of Mankind is one that's hard to deny, especially if you're playing a horde kill team where, you know, your kill team operatives generally die quite quickly, but you have to keep an eye on that. And then you've got Seek and Destroy and Security. So with Seek and Destroy, you usually take in Rout, Rob and Ransack, Eliminate Guards. You can also take, you know, Assassinate or like Executioner. Those are options. But it's generally Tac Op 1, Rout, and then like, well, Faction Tac Op 1, Rob and Ransack / Eliminate Guard / Rout. So it's that kind of mixture. Then you've got Security, and generally you're taking Hold Central Control, Hold Center Line, and Seize Ground. Maybe Protect Assets, but it depends on who you're playing against. But it allows you to be quite defensive and just secure the center board. So it's nice ways to complement the kill team either way. So these are your hard and bad matchups. So partly based off of the stats, you know, because I do the stat show with Hot Sauce Teddy, but it's also kind of not reflective of the stats because some of these don't appear like bad matchups on the stats. But Veteran Guardsmen, firstly, because there's 14 of them and they have quite a lot of special weapons, they're always taking a plasma pistol, a plasma gun, a melter gun, and a grenade launcher, and a sniper that can pump through mortal wounds. So you need to be aware of them. They can quickly overwhelm you if you don't quickly kill them. Then Pathfinders, they're a lot less threatening now, there's only 12 of them. But remember, an overcharging ion gun that gets 5 hits will kill a Marine, and they can shoot from obscured, and it's very easy for them to get 4 Marker Light tokens on a Marine. And then they still have their super rare rifle and their basic guns, which do 4-5 damage. So you really have to watch out for them. Then you've got Corsair Void Guard, who are like the best marine killers in the game, possibly. Because remember, they've got a fusion pistol, they've got a blaster, they've all got power weapons. They're very good at killing marines, and they're fast. So you have to be aware of that. Legionary, you know, it's a lot less hard now that your bolt guns do 3-4 damage to them. But they're still quite good. They have a lot of really good gunners and independent melee operatives that you have to watch out for. Void Dancer Troop, now they know the matchup. It's very good for them because they take the Melter Pistol, who move dashes into your face, fires the Melter Pistol. If they get 3 hits, you're dead. And then if they win initiative, they do it again before they die. Once again, if they take kisses, they take 3 upgraded kisses. So if they roll 2 crits and a hit, they can spend Murderous Entrance to hit you for 2 crits, which would be 6 and 7 if you're taking durable. And then they just hit you for a normal hit, which would be 4 damage. So that would kill you in 2 hits effectively. So they're very fast and tough for you to deal with. Then you've got Hunterclade. Generally, they would take 5 Rust Stalkers with, 4-6 blades or 4-5 blades, but either way they have too many assassins for you to deal with that will fight twice and should kill a marine each time they charge. So very, very hard. Galapox, oddly, it's technically a hard matchup, but I think it's because if you play melee, if you play the range game into Galapox, and you can quite quickly shoot them apart. So I think the main trap is people have been running melee into the Galapox, and Galapox want to be in melee, so you actually don't want to charge them. So just shoot them as much as you can. And then Imperial Navy Breaches, it's a lot easier now. Your bolt guns aren't affected by brace, but you're still going from 2-3 to 3-3 instead of 3-4. So they are quite annoying right there. Even your melee operatives are stuck doing 3-4 damage to them, which isn't enough to actually kill them if they're trying to parry you out. So if you're trying to go for multi-kills with charges, you're probably only going to kill 1 on the charge instead of 2. So they can still, they still have their Melter and Plasma that will delete Marines, and they have a lot of ways to do alpha strikes. So these are the kill teams you definitely need to watch out for. But the kill teams I haven't mentioned, maybe Hand of the Archon, but generally you just run through them. You just literally, it's fine. You just walk into their face and delete them. So playstyles, you have mostly guns, which is quite self-explanatory. You effectively move, shoot, dash. So you move just out to get a shot, shoot, and then dash back, or you move to a point where you can shoot 2 people, shoot 2. But generally it's like move, shoot, dash because you have free APL. So it's like jump, shoot, jump from the old Tau playstyle. It is actually not the most threatening way to play, but it's the most methodical way to play. So it's really, especially if you get a kill every time, it allows you to eventually just jump on your opponent and punish them. Then you've got Rush Down, which can be melee and or ranged. So either melee, ranged, or a mix of both, where basically turning point 1, you either immediately rush them down, starting all on engage, or turning point 1, you play super cagey, like you just move and dash up into some place you're safe. Then turning point 2, you just go full engage, run into your face, shoot, or run into their face, charge, fight. Very strong, and if your opponent isn't expecting it, you can just shut them down. So you need to keep in that mind of the playstyle, because that's pushing the Marine to their full strengths. Then you've got central board control with security, where you just push up to the mid board, hold it, and just go like, okay, I'm going to control my 3 objectives, the center board. If you try and get near me, I'll reach out to one of the objectives. So I have 4 and then fall back. Like, just control the center board. You need to get to me to stop me scoring my Tac Ops, and I don't need to get to you. So I can just stay here, with seize ground, central control, hold center line, stand back, just have all these Marines on the point. Obviously, it's board dependent, but it's a nice, safe way to play. And then once again, you have Wipeout with Seek and Destroy, where you literally just move into your opponent's face. You've got Faction Tac or One Shock and Awe, and you just run into the opponent, either shooting them, claiming all their points, and just like running them down. So it's kind of a mix of Rush Down, but with the Tac Op support as well, because you're going full Seek and Destroy. Because you can still do Rush Down with central board control, but this is just pure, you're just running into your face. So for the Intercession Squad guide overview, that's pretty much it. Remember, they're a really durable kill team. They're quite basic, so they're really easy to pick up and play, but they have a lot of complexity the more you put into this kill team. you do kind of need to read up the matchups, and the main downside is you're only 6 guys. You're quite plain, and you lose out to more specialized teams. But you have this insane durability and just basic power. It does reward you having a more deeper roster selection to choose which operatives to build. But you really need to research your matchups. But they play the missions great at the moment. Even then, before Crit Ops, they're playing the missions well. It's even better now. Most missions are a mixture of loot, capture, and secure. So you can play that really well. You just need to watch out for mainly Legionary and the Eldar teams. They mess you up a lot. But, well, also the mirror, because you're going to be playing the mirror a lot. So you need to know the mirror. But you just need to find how you like to play. And once again, this kill team is really easy to pick up. So... just sticking with them and playing is easy. And once again, it's an easy kill team to tap into if you are from Big 40k, because the rules are all free. So they're a great kill team overall. They're simple but powerful, but you have to recognize that, because, you know, one trap I've seen is people go, oh, they work great as a rushdown team, and then only ever play them as a rushdown team, and then forget, even though they are 14 wounds with durable and whatever, that if you play around them enough and you kill them quickly enough, they still are only 6 guys. So if you lose 2, like during turning point 1, probably lost the game. So, but it's something you live and learn, because you can overextend. Well, you can extend enough with their durability to go like, come on, this guy's going to die, but he's going to get 4 shots, because I know you won't be able to get enough to kill him. And then when it comes to Tac Ops, you're generally going to seek and destroy, usually with Faction Tac Op 1. But Faction Tac Op 2 is a good choice if you go and rush down, especially if you're like doing gun leader or even melee leader, because once again, you can charge someone, kill them on because he's hitting on 2s, and then fire a plasma pistol in the face, but can be anyone. But they're a really flexible team that exceed well at controlling parts of the board or rushing down and wiping your opponent out. But I hope this helped. So before I go, please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of this guide. Was it helpful or useful? What did I miss? What I didn't cover? Just, you know, what do you think I should have covered? Let me know. And remember, I've got Discord you can check out in the episode description below, as well as an affiliate link at Element Games if you want to give me some more support, and a Patreon if you want to give me some more support, because this was a Patreon requested video. So before we go, I'll just quickly thank my patrons. So for my adepts of the crit, I have Tool Bardin, Sam, Robin, Ninja Lee 83, Nick, Kenzie, John Thomas, Eric, Captain Murder, Dad of Goldens, Average Joe 27, and Arthur. And then for my veterans of the crit, I have Samja. So thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me and helps support the channel out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Long overdue, but a lot of my guides I was waiting for the balance data slate to drop, so now I could do more guides. Yay! So I hope you found this useful. I'll be back with more soon. Interested to know what you guys would like me to cover, but I hope this was useful. Actually took me a while to come up with it all, but this is just all the key points. I don't know if you guys will find the how to actually build the kill team part useful, but I thought it was relevant, as it's not just a guide for tactics, but as well how to collect it, because it's some kill teams you need a lot more to collect. But yeah, decided to go with the PowerPoint as well, just because I am actually strapped for time for recording at the moment. But let me know, do you prefer the face? I can edit the face in. I may edit a face in post-production, but you know, let me know. But until next time, remember, no matter what a guide says, there's always a chance for you to win, as long as you can roll a crit.